Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Sanctuary Arts Center. Thank you all for being here. Hi, Rob. Yeah, let's give a round of applause to the Sanctuary Arts Center. Dartmouth's favorite new venue, and the envy of every venue in Halifax. Yes, thank you all for being here for the 125th Helen Creighton birthday celebration. Yeah, great. Okay, good. We have a responsive crowd. That's very nice. If you have a program, then you will know roughly what we're doing tonight. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. It's going to go by so quickly you won't know what hit you. We are going to kick things off with a very talented man. Please give a warm welcome to Raymond Sewell.
My name's Raymond Sewell. I'm from New Brunswick. Don't hold that against me. I've been here for 20 years. I teach at St. Mary's University in the English department. Don't hold that against me either. But Helen Creighton's been a big part of my research. You know, as a musician and that, I tend to look back to the archives, to the work she did. So I plan on singing a few songs in El Nuisudi or Mi'kmaq language. That are from that collection and a couple more recent ones. So I'd like to start with a song called Ego. She recorded this quite a long time ago, so Ego. Walaliak is so Walaliak am sit no gonna gijik sura sudama. Begay do jagua that am sit no gonna. Ego. When we sing, we tether to Creator. It's a prayer, you know, El Sudama. And when I hear the recordings from Helen Creighton, you can capture that spirit of the room, you know. They're not too polished, and that's what I like. That's why I love folk music. It's meant to be experienced in concert with nature, with the stars, you know, with people's dreams, and that it forms cultural heritage, brings people together. You're moving ceremony around. So I'd like to share another song my father shared with me. It's a lullaby. It's called Ba Ba, just this pre-colonial. Very nice old song, and yeah, I think you'll really like the vibe of it. Baba bijis nanike baba bijis apchi juin nakwel madum megatnin gesalu nagubuntemi nabuntemi Naginek la lultes ni janchich Gesalum Mutwel majidasim ni janchich Nagubuntemi Nabuntemi Baba bijis Nanige baba bijis Apji juin nakwel madum Megaknin gesalu Nagubuntemi na buntemi naginek la lultes ni chanchich kesalo mutwel majidas ni chanchich nagu buntemi na buntemi baba bitches nanige baba bitches Apji juinak wel madun megak ninge salu nagubuntemi nabuntemi naginek la lultes ni chanchich gesalu mut wel majidas ni chanchich baba bijina megi taho. I can still remember being picked up. My father would sing that. It's a negotiation song more than a lullaby. Pretty much the lyrics are, "Stop crying, Mommy will be home soon." So I'll share a couple more. I'll share a more recent one, the Spirit song by Donna Augustine. I just love this song. You'll feel the lament in it. What we're saying is, let's remember Amalka, the dances, Al Sudamai, the prayers, and get a begging the songs of the Mi'kmaq people. So. Abu Gwan winin iskaminu mukjuada sualinin. Yo ya hiye ya yo ya hiye. Yo ya hiye ya yo ya hiye. Yo ya hiye ya yo ya hiye. Yo ya hiye ya yo Abu Gwan winin dandeli el nukamal kaldudie Abu Gwan winin dandeli el nukosud madie Abu Gwan winin dandeli el nukerebegiadie Abu Gwan winin iskaminu muktuada suelinin Yo ya hiye ya hiyo ya hiye Yo ya hiye ya hiyo ya hiye Yo ya hiye ya hiyo ya hiye Yo ya hiye ya hiyo Abu Gwan winin dandeli el nukamal kaldudie Abu Gwan winin dandeli el nukosud madie Abu Gwan winin dandeli el nukerebegiadie Abu Gwan winin iskaminu muktuada sualinin. Wow. That's one of my favorites, and you can practice that doing laps at the pool underwater because you got to get that one breath and get all the way through it. There's no, there's no hiding in that one. And for a final song, I'd like to share a very special song to me, the Eagle Honor Song. We say the eagle flies the highest, has the nicest voice, and carries our prayers to Creator. So we sing this. I said, here comes the eagle's flying around us, and finally, thank you for your gifts. So this is the Eagle Honor Song. Yo ho yo ho yo hane. Yo ho yo ho yo hane. E musigis kuk ana meda winto. Bejigin wadu ye git buna. Bejigin wadu ye git buna. Yo ho yo ane. Yo ho yo ane. Hey, musigis kuk ana meda winto. yo, oh, yo, oh, yo, ane. E musigisku ana medewinto. Megi walali e gitpuna. Megi walali e gitpuna. Taho. Thanks for having me, everyone.
All right, let's keep it going. Raymond, Sewell. Also, let's just preemptively give a round of applause for Mr. John Stone, please. All right, your next act. Please welcome the beautiful, the lovely, the very, very talented Blue Lobelia, everybody.
Good evening. I'm going to start with a folk song that Helen Creighton archived, collected, called Geordie. As I went over London Bridge, 'twas in the morning early, and there I met a fair lady lamenting for her Geordie. I then stepped up to this fair young one, saying, "Where are you going so early?" "I'm going to the good Lord Judge," she cried, "to plead for the life of Geordie." The judge looked over his right shoulder and said to this fair lady, fair lady, you come too late. Your Geordie is condemned forever. Has my Geordie been robbing all along, or has he wounded Annie? No, no, but he has stole the king's gold rings and sold them in Virginia. Then my Geordie shall be hung with a golden chain. These chains there are not many, for he was born of royal blood and courted by a loyal lady. Then my Geordie shall be buried in a marble tomb. Such tombs there are not many, for he was born of noble blood and courted by a loyal lady. Thank you. This next one is called Lovely Nancy, and I guess I chose it because, like its title, it really is just such a lovely, lovely song, lovely melody. As I rode out some fine summer evening to view the stars and to take the air, it was there I spied a fair lovely creature, and for her beauty did her adore. as she saw it was down she fell. He picked her up into his arms. He gave her kisses, 1, 2, 3. And every kiss that he gave this maiden, oh, you lovely maid, won't you marry me? Oh, many a time I might have been married, for many a young man came courting me, but none of them could I ever fancy, since the lad I loved was so far from me. And many a time I have crossed the ocean, all with a sweet and a pleasant gale. But now I mean for to drop my anchor and to dwell with you on my native shore. Thank you so much. I'm going to sing one more from this collection. I think I've sung songs from this collection maybe for some of you before, but it's a project that I did with Big Turnips with Dylan in 2021, and it's folk songs and broadside ballads from the Helen Creighton collection. And this song, I mean, when Dylan first suggested this one, it's called Cruel Mother. I didn't know how I felt about it, which if you've heard it, you'll maybe know why. But as time went on, I think I sort of, you know, in this song, the mother murders her babies, and I sort of look at it as more, you know, that maybe this person was in a situation where, you know, I know within my own family there was sort of, in years gone by, situations where, like, if a child was born out of wedlock, you know, there was no hope for their future. And so part of me, when I sing this, I like to imagine that she felt that she was doing, you know, the only thing, like, that she didn't want to, but maybe that she had to, and her circumstances were such that she had to. All right, so without further ado, this is Cruel Mother. There was a lady came from York, all alone, alone and alone. She fell in love with her father's clerk down by the greenwood side. When I once was gone and past, all alone, alone and alone, then she had 2 pretty babes born down by the green the top knot from her head. All alone, alone and alone, and tied those babies' arms and legs down by the greenwood side. She took her penknife keen and sharp, all alone, alone and alone, and pierced those babies' tender hearts down by the greenwood side. She buried them under a marble stone, all alone, alone and alone. And then she said she would go home down by the greenwood side. As she was a-going in her father's hall, all alone, alone and alone, she spied those pretty babes playing ball on by the greenwood side. Oh babes, if thou wast mine, all alone, alone and alone, I would dress you up in silk so fine, down by the greenwood side. You took her, dear, when we were thine, all alone, alone and alone. You did not dress us up in silk so fine, down by the greenwood side. You took the top knot from your head, all alone, alone and alone, and tied us babies' arms and legs down by the greenwood side. Then you took your keen and sharp, all alone,
Lobelia, everybody. All right, how we all doing? We good? Everyone feeling good? Yeah? Everyone knows like where the bathrooms are and everything, where the fire exits are and stuff? Exits are anywhere where there's a glowing sign that says exit, and bathrooms are there, and there's more bathrooms downstairs, of course. I think we're just gonna keep this rolling. Our next performer is the esteemed secretary of the Helen Creighton Folklore Society and a dear friend to us all. Please give a warm welcome to Margo Carruthers, everybody.
Oh my goodness gracious. You guys are so kind. And guess what? I'm not going to kill anyone in my songs. I know you think I'm going to, but no one's going to die. Well, someone is dead, but no one killed them. Long story, you'll find out. This is Gaelic Songs in Nova Scotia. This was written by Helen and Major Callum MacLeod, who was he was a professor of Celtic studies at St. FX back in the day. Did you know that Helen did not set out to write a book on Gaelic songs? 1933, she and Doreen Sr. happened upon Cape Breton. They just decided to take a little trip up there because they got bored with Halifax. And it was in the fall, and they found Gaelic songs, and they were kind of surprised, but hey, it's Cape Breton. Of course they found Gaelic songs. And they got pointed in the direction of this gentleman who apparently knew a lot, and they had to go through hill and dale and around the bend to get there, but they did, and they stayed a week and collected almost 40 Gaelic songs. Now, this is before Helen had a recording device. And so everything was done by hand. They took it down by hand. Doreen was able to write music. And I'm still a bit uncertain how Helen, who did not speak Gaelic, was able to actually write down the Gaelic words. Now, perhaps the informant or the informant's other half did so. But anyway, 1933, they went to Cape Breton and did that. Then it wasn't until 1943 that Helen was blessed with a recording device, which was rather cumbersome by today's standards, but at the time was state-of-the-art, that she got when she was contracted by the Library of Congress in Washington to go into Nova Scotia and record folk songs. So again, she's on the road, she's everywhere recording songs, and some of them happen to be Gaelic. And this went on for years. Helen went around collecting songs, and every so often a Gaelic one would come into the mix and blah, 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 blah. And in the 1960s, she realized, holy Moses, I've got a lot of Gaelic songs. And nobody has access to them. They're just stuck here on these tapes, and nobody can use them. So that's when she went to St. FX to talk to Major Callum MacLeod, because he knew Gaelic. He could write it, he could read it, he could compose in it. And together, with a bit of help from Canada Council Granting and other granting agencies, they put these songs together, 93 Gaelic songs. And Helen relied on Major MacLeod to choose what he considered the most worthwhile of the Gaelic songs that she had recorded. And that's what's in this book. And tonight, I'm going to share a couple of them. They're quite different. And the first one I'd like to do is one that the Rankins made quite famous. It was apparently written in 1856 by a gentleman named John Cameron. And he lived in Ballachulish, Scotland. And the song deals with him, or the protagonist, I guess, in general, thinking about the beauty of the land where he comes from and hoping to get back there again. Now you can understand how an emigrant to this country, Nova Scotia, to people from the Highlands and the outer islands, the Hebrides of Scotland, would feel about Nova Scotia at that time when they came here. It was the land of the trees, Vohirn an Cruv, trees as tall as they could see, They'd never seen anything like it, and they're surrounded by it, and they had to clear them so they could use the land. It was like landing on Mars, to these people. So you got to think, this song was really important to them, how much they loved it, and they held in their hearts the idea, yes, we will return, I will see the great mountains. The song's called Himina Morvina, I'll see the great mountains. And I'd like to dedicate this song to my dear friend, Mary Porter. For those who knew Mary passed away last month. I first met Mary when I taught Gaelic. She was my student. She was expecting Sam McLean to be the Gaelic teacher, but Sam had asked me, and Mary was quite disappointed until we started to sing. And then Mary was hooked. And Mary particularly loved Himina Morvina, and we loved hearing Mary sing it. So I'm going to sing this for Mary. And please, anyone here who knows the Gaelic chorus or even the words, I invite you please to sing along in honor of Mary. Oh, Himina Morvina, oh, Himina Corvina, oh, Himina Cordichen, Himina Skoran Fochio. Himi Guntal and touches and drukag me, Coronum fouches a chanen huikes me, Yave me on the wee, agus grag no euricum, nach rechen euronacanor. Oh, Himina Morvina, oh, Himina Corvina, oh, Himina Cordichen, Himina Skoran Fochio. Himi an Coilchen, Himi an Dordichen, Himi an Magen Bana Historia, Himi na Fei, Lorden and Cordichen, Fallige and Trusken Jechau. Oh, Himina Morvina, oh, Himina Corvina, oh, Himina Cordichen, Himina Skoran Fochio. Piantic and art is Lilekaden, Slug and Connie is Corda Clakaden, Sutrum Moheim, a lame gam feichinus faddy, Mitaken lechown. Oh, Himina Morvina, oh, Himina Corvina, oh, Himina Cordichen, Himina Foren Bochauericht, oh, Himina Morvina, oh, Himina Corvina, oh, Himina Cordichen, Himina Skoran, for Himina Skoran, for Himina Skoran, for Catholic, great singing, smash in, smash in. Mary would be so pleased and so jealous that she wasn't here. Okay, that's a song that you all know and can sing along with. I'm going to confound you because you won't know this one at all. This one is sad in a different way. What you've got here is a woman who is dead. The Celts believed in the world between worlds, where you can be looking through the veil and see people in this world. They can't see you, but you can see them, which is kind of creepy if you think about it. I don't want to watch people want to watch me pee. No, thank you. But that's not what she's doing. Probably they didn't do that. They probably had manners. But anyway, she is dead. But the trouble is, she's looking down and she sees her children being abused. Now you got to remember that when a mom died back in the day, the husband would have to find a new wife pretty quick, because he had to work. He had to he had to either fish or farm or something, and he couldn't take care of the children at home, so he had to find someone who would or could. Sometimes he found someone who would and could, but maybe didn't want to look after the previous woman's children. And that's what's going on here. She is looking back and seeing her children being, well, beaten and starved, and she's not very happy about it. And there's not a damn thing she can do about it, really. And so that's what the song is about. She is saying, she's singing to the cuckoo of the mountains. In other words, oh, cuckoo of the mountains, do not pity my children. And on it goes. But then towards the end, she says, if I were to come back, I would dispense plenty. She should have just stopped there. I would dispense plenty, I can tell you that. But she wants to dispense plenty of gold and silver and milk of the cows, which is fair enough. So this is a Huakak Nampiaun from the singing of Mrs. David Patterson. Helen collected this. Ah, Huakak Nampiaun, ah, hoo-dee-oo. En natuurlijk mochlam, ah, hoo-dee-oo, hoo-dee-oo. Natuurlijk mochlam, ah, hoo-dee-oo. Cheela en kiaun, ah, hoo-dee-oo, hoo-dee-oo. Chelan kiaun a hoorie, bibuya mun live a hoorie, hoorie, bibuya mun live a hoorie, chela sakyaun a hoorie, hoorie. Jealous iawn a hwriw, sy'n cwriach yn ffawn a hwriw, hwriw. Sy'n cwriach yn ffawn a hwriw, sgwnach gyda fiag a hwriw, Skuna kadviag a hwriw ac boisiach dyn chio a hwriw, hwriw ac boisiach dyn chio a hwriw a took me shan rif a hwriw, Boisiach dyn chio a hwriw, dy gwyners yn gia a hwriw, hwriw. Dy gwyners yn gia a hwriw, Snan chicken sapio, a hooty da hooty. Snan chicken sapio, a hooty. Gunriel and Gulliard, a hooty da hooty. Gunriel and Gulliard. Ah, hooty, the garret gets the guard. Ah, hooty, oh, hooty, the garret gets the guard. Ah, hooty, Stavanya number. Ah, hooty, oh, Modern Tag, thank you very much.
Round of applause for Margo, gathering everybody. All right. Well, moving right along. Something like this, I believe. And we'll move this forward. Yeah. So far, so good? Great. Great. Okay. Please. Wait, what am I doing? I got the wrong order. Okay, what was I going to say? Yes, your next performer. This is a special one for a few reasons. Sentimentally, it's special because your next performer is the person that introduced me to Helen Creighton and the Helen Creighton collection in general, well over 10 years ago. She's a fan favorite around here. You may know her from the acclaimed group Mama's Broke. Please give a warm welcome to the great Amy Lou Keeler, everybody.
I'm going to do a song called A Maid, I Am in Love, and there's a lot of different versions of this recorded over the years under different names. There's, I think, Short Jacket, White Trousers, I Am a Maid That's in Love. There's different versions of this song, and it's about a woman who dresses up like a man to get on a ship that's crossing the ocean so that she can find her true love on the other side. And I'm guessing that was one of the more convenient ways to get across the ocean. But more likely, a lot of theories about those types of songs were that it was just a fantasy that a lot of these sailors would make up while they were on the ship. Like, wouldn't it be nice if one of us was a woman? So this version, however, I first started getting into the Helen Creighton collection very accidentally. I did not find it here. I was living in Dublin, Ireland for a few months, and I went to the traditional music archives there, and I was just kind of pouring through all the shelves of music books that they had and different recordings. And there was an entire section, like the size of this poster, just Nova Scotia. And I was like, I've never seen that in a Halifax library. That's wild. So I started going through them, and I found this song, and I started making photocopies of these songs. Anyone that said minor key, I would copy, because that's my preference. And this one, it had the sheet music, like the melody notes and the lyrics. And when I got back to where I was staying, I started, and I'm not a very good sight reader by any stretch of the imagination, so it took me quite a few hours and hours and hours to learn it by note, this song. And then I found it on YouTube later, which was really frustrating. Actually, Dylan sent me it. He's like, oh yeah, that one, here you go. But I like to think that I found it the old-fashioned way in a book, and I learned it from the sheet music and everything. And that recording, there is no other, I've never found anyone else doing this particular melody except for the one collected by Helen Creighton. And it was sung by Mrs. Stan Marshall. I wish I knew her first name, but there you have it. It was the 50s. And this was collected in Truro, Nova Scotia. I'm going to get my note. Maid, I am in love, and I dare not complain. For the sake of a sailor lad, I've crossed the raging main. And if I do not find him, I'll mourn him constantly. And for the sake of Judy, a maid, I'll live and die. Blue jacket and white trousers, this fair maid she put on. Like a jolly sailor lad, she boldly marched along. She bargained with the captain, his mate for all to be his own companion across the briny sea. One night as they were talking and just a-going to bed, he smiled and said unto her, I wish you were a maid. Your ruby lips and rosy cheeks, they so entice me, that I do wish with all my heart you were a maid for me. Oh no, dear captain, your talk it's all in vain. And if the lads should hear of this of you, they'd make great gain. But when our bark does reach the shore, some pretty girls we'll find. We'll laugh and sport among them, we are both well inclined. About a fortnight later, their bark did reach the shore. Fare thee well, dear captain, for I ne'er shall see you more. A sailor as I was on board, a maid I am on shore. So fare thee well, dear captain, I ne'er shall see you more. Come back, my pretty fair maid, and stay along with me. I have a handsome fortune that I will give to thee. 500 pounds all in bright gold, guarantee on you I'll bind. If you'll come back, my pretty fair maid, and say that you'll be mine. Oh no, dear captain, your talk it's all in vain. For I'm in search of a sailor lad that's crossed the raging main. And if I do not find him, I'll mourn him constantly. And for the love of Judy, a maid, I'll live and die. Thank you.
Keeler, everybody! Woo! Okay. Our next performer, also a good buddy of mine, also going to sing you one song a cappella. Please give it up for the great Eric Stephen Martin, everyone.
Thank you. I'm going to sing you a version of The Banks of Newfoundland. I had heard this version from the Songs and Ballads from Nova Scotia book, sung by Mr. Ben Hannabury of Devil's Island. It is more similar, there's a lot of versions of this song. it's more similar to the one I had heard, but the one that was collected right before it, actually sung by Mr. Richard Hartland of Eastern Passage, I'm a little bit more partial to the lyrics, so I'm going to sing you a kind of version of that. Come, come all you rakes and ramblin' boys, I have you to beware. It's when you sail those packet ships blue dungaree jumpers wear. But buy your monkey jackets, boys, keep them at your command. And beware of the nor'wester wind on the banks of Newfoundland. We had on board 2 Irish chaps, Pat Murphy and Joe Moore. The passage to the westward, those sailors suffered sore. They pawned their clothes in Liverpool and sold right out of hand, not thinking of the nor'wester wind on the banks of Newfoundland. We had on board an Irish girl, Bridget Power was her name. On one she proved a marriage, on one she had a claim. She cut up all her underclothes to make mittens for his hands, before she'd see her true love free on the banks of Newfoundland. I had a dream the other night, I dreamed that I was home. I dreamed that me and my true love was way down Marrowbone. I dreamed I was on Scotland Road with a jar of ale in hand. But when I woke, my heart was broke on the banks of Newfoundland. We'll scrape her and we'll scrub her with holy stone and sand, and bid adieu to the virgin rocks on the banks of Newfoundland. Oh, now we're off of Sandy Hook, where highlands are buried in snow, and the pilot boat ahead of us to New York we will go. We'll call for liquor merrily with a jar of ale in hand, and when we're here we can't be there on the banks of Newfoundland. Thank you.
Eric Stephen Martin, everybody! Right. Things are wrapping up a little bit here. We only have a few more performers for you. We have a trio coming up. Please give a warm welcome to the great Art Bouman and his Merry Band of Drums.
Hey everyone, how's it going? So we're gonna do 2 tracks off of Sankofa Songs, which was, to my knowledge, is the only released recordings that Helen Creighton ever did within the African Nova Scotian community. The songs that we're gonna be singing, both of them are, I guess, African American Baptist tunes, but as they came up here and as the community arrived, these songs sort of changed and got reduced, or verses added, or verses taken away. So I hope y'all enjoy the sort of uniqueness of the way these songs developed here. And I'm going to be doing them with Josh Awe on drums and Dane George on mandolin. Thanks a lot for coming out and helping with these guys, but I'm going to just check if I'm on tune, and then we'll get going. It's good enough. All right. This first one's called Do Lord. my time of dying way across the sea. In my time of dying way out. In my time of dying way across the sea. Oh, remember me. This song, next song we're going to do, it's listed on the album as Jacob's Ladder, and it's partly because the songs, both Jacob's Ladder and the song that it actually is, got kind of mixed together within the community. Folks might know it as Welcome Table. Either way, it's a great tune. So, yeah. I start this one, eh? Jacob's ladder. I'm gonna climb up Jacob's ladder some of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna climb up Jacob's ladder. I'm gonna climb up Jacob's ladder some of these days. And I'm gonna climb up high and higher. I'm gonna climb up high and higher some of these days, hallelujah. I'm gonna climb up high and higher. I'm gonna climb up high and high some of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table some of these days, hallelujah. Gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table some of these days. I'm gonna drink that milk and honey. I'm gonna drink up the milk and honey some of these days, hallelujah. Gonna drink up the milk and honey. I'm gonna drink up the milk and honey some of these days. Tell God how you treat me. I'm gonna tell God how you treat me some of these days, hallelujah. Gonna tell God how you treating me. I'm gonna tell God how you treating me some of these days. And I'm gonna climb up Jacob's ladder. I'm gonna climb up Jacob's ladder some of these days, hallelujah. Gonna climb up Jacob's ladder. I'm gonna climb up Jacob's ladder some of these days.
Okay. We're so close. We are entering into the Acadian portion of our programming tonight. Oh, I see her. Not as much razzle-dazzle. Well, this is a bit of a razzle-dazzle entrance as well. Please, coming from the audience up these stairs, please give a warm welcome to Clara Dugas.
Let me tell you one thing right away. I am known as a storyteller, not a singer. And I've been shaking in my seat ever since that Raymond guy came up here to sing. The only consolation I got out of that session was when he said, I enjoy Helen Creighton's songs because they're not refined. That soothed me, because believe me, what I'm going to do for you, you will know that I am no singer. Oh, I tried. One year, I was half retired, and I decided to take singing lessons in the afternoon after my morning at school. And I went to this singing teacher, and it was $30 an hour. And at the time I'd given him $210, I showed up and I said, Mister, do you think I'm making any improvement? And he said, well, not really. I said, I think I'd be better off joining a choir, don't you? He said, well, at this point, I wouldn't join anything if I was you. But I knew I could sing because I'd sing at church and nobody gave me dirty looks or anything like that, so I joined a choir, and that's how I can sing. Not up here, solo. Oh my gosh, I thought there'd be maybe 5 or 10 of you here tonight, and here I am. But anyway, I will start. I was 4 years old when I first heard this song. It was at my brother's wedding. My brother was 21 years old, and his bride was 16. Now, besides being in love with her, there was another little reason for the impromptu wedding. And my mother was not a very happy mother. She did not want him to get married to a 16-year-old. She was too young, and it won't work, she said. Now, my brother had the last laugh, because 60 years later, when he and this little bride celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary, and 4 children later, Mom wasn't alive then, but I wish she would have been, because she would have been very happy. Now, Mother sang this song at their wedding. That's the first time I heard it. And then she sang it at every other wedding that we ever went to. Relatives, friends, other family members. And she would just get up in front of the table of the married party, and she would start singing this song. And we loved it. Even at my brother's wedding, when you could tell she really wasn't all that happy, she sang with gusto, and it was a lovely song. And we heard it so many times that I thought I had it learned by heart. And then Mom died, and other weddings came. My nephew, my nieces, and my sisters and I kept looking at each other and thinking, wouldn't it be nice if we could sing that song? But where are the words? Where's the music? And we looked through Mother's dressers and her papers, and we couldn't find it anywhere. Until one day, we had a Storytellers of Canada conference in Halifax, and I found this book. Helen Creighton, Songs from Grand État, Cape Breton, and Pubnico. Now, Pubnico is in Yarmouth County, and I come from St. Mary's Bay. But we're all Acadians. They just have an accent, I don't. So I looked through, not for no particular reason, other than maybe for old songs, and I found Mother's song. I was so pleased And I thought, I can sing it. I'll be singing it. Why not? It didn't turn out like that. A few years ago, I was asked to be MC at a wedding. People from down Clare, where I'm from, we all knew each other. And I thought, oh, I'm going to sing a couple of those verses. And I did my best, but I can sing the first part of the verse and then I go flat. And then the next morning at breakfast, we were about 6 or 7, all from home. I knew everybody. One girl says to me, Clara, you stick to storytelling because you can't sing. And that's what I'm going to do for you tonight, sing that song. You'll be more sympathetic, but beware of the flat notes. The song, Helen Creighton says that it was sung all across Canada in Francophone communities, but it was only recorded in Pubnico. Now, Helen, if you're looking down at me, I think you should have driven a little further up the coast and come to St. Mary's Bay because my mother had this song down pat. Now, maybe she learned it from our relatives in Pubnico. I don't know. Or maybe the Pubnico people learned it from my mother. But my mother had it. And this was recorded in Pubnico by 2 ladies. And by the way, they sing flat too. So it goes like this. Nous voilà tout assemblés, tout à la table des mariés. Oh, I'm getting right emotional because I can hear my mother's voice. Il faut boire et manger, il faut pas s'ennuyer, c'est une belle journée. Il faut profiter du temps, c'est un bel agrément qui durera pas longtemps. Now that song says, let's all get together, this is a lovely day, and we're all happy, but it won't last very long. And then there's a verse which we assume that the groom is singing for his bride, because you see, in most Acadian wedding songs, the groom is happy, the bride is not. Actually, towards the end of the song, the bride cries because she has to leave her family and friends to take a husband. It doesn't say, my husband, it says, a husband. Now, this is the groom saying we should drink to the bride. Verse-moi un verre de vin, c'est pour y saluer ma Cater, saluer la compagnie qu'il me coûte à quitter. J'en suis fort chagriné. J'en suis fort chagriné. I really hate to leave. This is the bride speaking. And it makes me wonder, what kind of marriages did they have back then? Now, my brother stuck to his guns, and he married the girl that he loved. And so what if her waistline was a little thicker the day of the wedding? They loved each other, and the marriage lasted a long time. And Helen Creighton also says that this was never recorded, never sung in France. So it's the good old Acadians who wrote it, who sang it, and my mother was part of that. And thank you very much. My gosh, you've been so sympathetic towards me.
There we go, everybody. All right. Pretty funny stuff. Okay, we're at the end now. Please welcome from the wings, the Cruddas family. Big warm welcome.
We're grabbing a stool here. We're gonna grab a stool. Okay, so, hello. Are you having a good time? Have you had a good time? It's been great. It's been great. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, good, because there are going to be many of us, and I want you to hear me more. So, just teasing. So it's a big honor to be here, especially with these people who know what they're doing. It's been amazing, like the musicianship and the vocals and the storytelling, and it's actually been quite an evening for us to be part of. So we're very appreciative of being up here. John, thank you for asking us. I think you're back there. Thank you for asking us to be here in this gorgeous, gorgeous space. Can we just give another shout out for the Sanctuary Arts Center? It's an incredible place here. Happy birthday, Helen. Hopefully you're around. I think her spirit, I like to think that when someone passes on, their spirit sticks around as a form of energy and vibe, if you will. So I feel a beautiful vibe in this space tonight. If you want to hear a personal story about Helen Creighton, come see me after the show. I used to work at Alderney Gate Library, and we have the Helen Creighton room at Alderney Gate Library. And I can tell you that those ghost stories that she collected, well, yeah, she took notes, and she did quite well with the Helen Creighton room being there, because there are some stories that I can tell you that are actually quite frightening, but kind of interesting. We decided to put together two shanties. We like to mash up songs, so we decided to put together two shanties Helen collected. Swing Your Tail, which was sung to her by William H. Smith in Liverpool. He was from Liverpool, and that has a special meaning to the girls because their paternal grandparents lived in Liverpool as well. And we put together Moonlight Tonight, boys, with Swing Your Tail. That was a suggestion from Cindy Campbell-Stone, and I think it's a lovely one. So, and that was passed on by Gordon Connolly from Glenhaven. We're going to ask you to join in on the refrain, which is, mind how you swing your tail. But it's not always that. Those of you who know the song, please join in. But we've changed some of the lyrics, so you won't be able to sing along with all of it, but please sing along with that Mind How You Swing Your Tail. And join in whatever way you choose, okay? I'm gonna get our note, and we'll see how this works, folks, because I am forgetful these days, so we have notes. Okay, here we go. Swing your tail and swing your tail.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Swing last night and the night before.
Mind how you swing your tail.
One day the blackbird said to the crow.
Mind how you swing your tail.
What makes you love your farmer so?
Mind how you swing your tail.
That's my trade since I've been born.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Scratching and digging up the farmer's corn.
Mind how you swing your tail.
In the moonlight and the starlight, moonlight shines so bright. Moonlight tonight, boys, starlight tonight. Moonlight shines on the water. Swing your tail with a tap and toe.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Fly with your flock till it's time to go.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Swing your tail by the light of the moon.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Swing to the beat of the lively tune.
Mind how you swing your tail in the moonlight and the starlight. Moonlight shines so bright. Moonlight tonight, boys, starlight tonight. Moonlight shines on the water.
Swing your tail in the after hold.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Swing when you're young and swing when you're old.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Swing your tail and swing your tail.
Mind how you swing your tail.
Swing last night and the night before.
Mind how you swing your tail in the moonlight and the starlight. Moonlight shines so bright. Moonlight tonight, boys, starlight tonight. Moonlight shines on the water.
When you are a dreaming lover. When you are a dreaming lover.
you are a dreaming lover, don't forget to dream of me. Moonlight, starlight, moonlight shines so bright. Moonlight tonight, boy, starlight tonight. Moonlight shines on the water.
Moonlight tonight, boy, starlight tonight. Take your sweetheart out for a stroll.
Gaze at the stars, girls, and give thanks above. You can hold your man's hand when the nights grow cold. Moonlight, starlight, moonlight shines so bright. Moonlight tonight, boy, starlight tonight. Moonlight shines on the water.
Moonlight tonight, boy, starlight tonight.
Moonlight shines on the water.
You are all lovely people. Thank you so much. So John asked us 2 nights ago if we wanted to lead y'all in Farewell to Nova Scotia at the very end of this. We're very excited to do that. Before we do that, though, I should say that this is Amelia. I am Janice. This is Emma, and this is Helen Creighton. So I said Hannah May because she doesn't usually, she's never been here before, so it's really nice. So we're going to do Farewell to Nova Scotia. You all know this, so please, please, please sing along. We're going to do it quickly. We've done a version that's a very slow version on a CD before, but we're going to be rollicky with this, okay? It just sounds like it's such a sad song to be fast, but anyway, we'll do it. So, here we go. The sun was setting in the west. The birds were singing on every tree. All nature seemed inclined for a rest, but still there was no rest for me. Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and dreary be. For when I am far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? I grieve to leave my native land. I grieve to leave my comrades all, and my aged parents whom I always held so dear, and the bonny, bonny lads that I do adore. Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and dreary be. For when I am far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? The drums they do beat and the wars do alarm. The captain calls we just like me, must be tossed and driven on the deep blue sea. Fair